Hello everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel of Apala School of Education. Today I am going to discuss about voice. Voices are of two types. One is active voice and the another one is passive voice. Active voice means when we focus on the doer of the sentence or subject of the sentence, and in a passive voice when we focus on the object of the passive voice or subject of the active voice. Okay, now take an example in active voice. He writes a letter where he is the subject, writes is the verb, a letter is the object. When we make this into passive voice, we will interchange the subject into object and object into subject. A letter is written by him where he is the helping verb, and we will always use verbs third form in the passive voice and preposition by. So there are some certain rules which are used when we are making active voice into passive voice. The first rule is subject of the active voice will be object in the passive voice. Second, use of the auxiliary verb according to the number of person and tense. Auxiliary verb means the helping verb. Use main verbs past participle form, which means main verbs third form always used in passive voice. Use preposition by in the passive voice. Now look at the formula of the active voice and passive voice. The formula of active voice is subject plus verb plus object. When we change into passive voice, subject plus auxiliary verb means helping verb plus main verb's third form always, which is used in passive voice, plus by preposition and plus object. Now look at the some examples. Okay, change of active voice into passive voice according to the tense. The first one, if the active voice is in present simple tense, then in the passive voice we will use this formula passive subject plus is mr according to the subject. Helping verb will be used plus main verb third form plus by plus object. Now look at the example. Rahul Rekha makes a noise. Well, Rahul and Rekha both are subject. Makes is the verb, a noise is the object. When we change into passive voice, interchange the object into subject and subject into object. And the object is a noise, is, which is the auxiliary verb used according to the verb of the tense. Made verb third form plus preposition by, and Rahul is the subject of the active voice. The second one, mother writes an email. First of all, identify the subject and an email is the object and write is the verb. When we change into active voice into passive voice, the object will be subject and subject will be object. Look at this. An email is written by mother. It's very simple. Okay, now the next. If the active voice is given in present continuous tense, then in the passive voice we will use this formula. Subject of the passive voice plus is mr plus being plus main verb third form plus by plus passive object. Look at the example and change active voice into passive voice. Rohan is writing a letter. Identify Rohan is the subject, a letter is the object, and writing is the verb, and is the auxiliary verb, means helping verb, and change into passive voice. A letter is, after is we will use being. Being main verb's third form, written by Rohan. Look at that. Another example. The students are watching the match. Identify, first of all, subject. The match is the object. Watching is the verb. And are is the helping verb. Change into passive voice. The match. Now we will use helping verb is instead of are because the match is singular but the students are plural. So we will now use is. The match is being watched by the students. It's very simple. Nothing is difficult in this tense. Now the last tense in the present perfect. If the active voice is given in present perfect tense, then we will use the formula in the passive voice is passive subject plus has have, which is the helping verb, plus been plus main verb's third form plus by plus object. Now look at the example. This is active voice and we will change into passive voice. Raman has written this letter. Now change this letter has been. So written is the verb's third form which is already given here. Written by Raman. So this is the benefit, guys. In the present perfect tense, the main verb's third form is already given. Now look at the another example. Someone has stolen my watch. Now change. My watch has been stolen. So there is no need to use by someone at the end because in the some sentence there is no requirement of use by someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, public, police, etc. These were not required when the sentence is cleared. But don't forget that if the active voice is given in present continuous tense, then in the passive voice we will always use being. And if the active voice is given in present perfect tense, then in the passive voice we will always use been. Don't forget that.